Hello, everyone, and welcome back to DSP versus the Internet, episode 43 for December 17, 2023. Good show so far. Lots of holiday-themed stuff. Let's continue on with the Ultra member submissions before we get to that standard playlist of regular members. Here we go. What's next? Okay, so I know what this video is because I read the comment that the person left when they submitted it. So what this is going to do, this is a bunch of similar to last week. Remember we saw that Rube Goldberg device? So this is going to be a series of that. And what we're going to do is we're going to pause the video on each one, and you have to guess what's going to happen. So, for example,
which door will the ball hit?
So let's take a look at this, right? So here's this machine, okay? A Rube Goldberg device. So the ball's going to roll forward off that little ramp. It's going to hit a banana. It's going to go from the one banana to the other banana. And then it's going to hit that domino. It's going to hit the domino. But wouldn't the domino make the ball go? Yeah. The domino is going to make the ball roll backward. So the ball is going to hit the banana. And then it's going to go into those dominoes to the right. And it's going to hit that yellow ball. That yellow ball is sitting on a ramp. And that ramp looks like it's aimed left. I'm going to go with 3. That's my guess. What do you guys think? James Cruz says 4. Apollo says 2. Lil Shaky Bake says 1. He thinks it's going to go all the way to 1. Interesting. 4. Finger Scissors says 4, 2. Am I the only one going with 3? All right. I think it's going to 3, but everyone seems to be voting for something else. All right, let's find out. I think it's going to 3. It looks like the angle of the yellow ball is aimed at 3. Let's find out. All right, here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, that was not even what I was expecting. Oh, it went to 4. It went to 4. Look at that. I thought 3. It went to 4. Okay, here's another
Which
one.
door
Hold on.
will the ball hit?
Oh my god, I was wrong. You guys are right. You guys said 4 at first, and you were absolutely correct. Okay, so this one, okay. So it's going to go off of a book. It's going to bounce. It's going to go onto the second book. It's going to bounce. It's going to land on the ramp. From the ramp, it's going to hit those dominoes. Oh my god, it's going to hit the dominoes. It's going to, the yellow ball is going to go down. And the yellow ball is going to go to the banana. And then that's going to hit the dominoes. It's going to have the battery go and hit the first ball a second time. And then it's going to go to 1. I think it's going to 1. Literally the entire chat is saying go to 1. Yeah. Because that first ball is going to get stuck on that rubber band and get hit to 1. Okay. Let's see. Do 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 do.
1.
Here we go. Bounce, bounce, stuck, battery, ball, 1. Very nice. Emojis.
Which gift will be untied?
Oh my god. Now this is complicated. Oh my god. We gotta like analyze this one. So it goes off the book, it bounces, go to the ramp. It hits the dominoes, it hits the cup. The cup's gonna get pushed. And the cup's gonna hit the metal ball. But I don't know which direction the metal ball will go. The cup looks like if it angles properly, it should hit the metal ball to the right. And if it hits the metal ball to the right, then the red ball would go left and it would knock the lock off and it would be present number 1, the purple one. But if the cup angles differently and happens to graze the metal ball on the right-hand side, then it would take out the left domino. The red ball would go right, and I'm going to say the red ball would hit the bottom lock, and the bottom lock is going to present 2. I have no idea. I'm going to say it has to be either the purple or the yellow. It depends on the curve of the cup. But from this perspective, I can't tell what curve the cup would have. Shake your monitor for it to go right. All right, I'm gonna go with the yellow box. You guys are saying yellow. A lot of people are saying yellow. You think yellow? So a few people are saying purple. All right, I'm gonna go yellow. Battleduck says maybe all of them. Maybe he's right. I'm gonna go yellow though. I'm gonna say yellow box. Here we go. All right, this is interesting. It's interactive and tricky. All right. Dun 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 dun
3,
dun dun
2,
dun dun.
1.
A few people are saying blue now. All right, here we go. The bounce, the hit. There goes the cup, and it goes right. It's the blue. It's the one I didn't pick. Oh my god. It's the one I didn't pick.
Which door will the ball hit?
I was completely wrong. All right, hold on. So what the hell is this? I can't even tell what we're looking at this point. Here, let me get rid of the DSP logo because the logo's blocking the device, okay? So he's going to drop the lock. The lock is going to pull on whatever the hell that's supposed to be. That's going to pull that book up. So the ball is going to stand up and the ball's going to go on the book. It's going to bounce. It's going to go to the right. Okay? It's going to hit. I don't know what that is. Is that a rubber band? I think that's a rubber band on two. What do you call those? Thumbtacks? Stick tacks? Whatever those are called. So it's going to bounce off of that into the lock. The lock's going to fall. It's going to pull. It's going to pull the hand. And the hand is going to rotate. But it's going to pull the hand not the way you're thinking. The lock's going to pull the hand the long way. It's going to go a long rotation because of the position of the cord. It's going to hit that blue ball to the left. The blue ball is going to go down. It's going to bounce off of that rubber band, and it's going to go to 2. It's going to go to 2. I think it's going to 2. Lil Shake Bake says 4. Let's find out. I think it's going to 2. Here we go.
3, 2, 1.
Bounce. Bounce. There goes the lock. It goes the long way. Hits it. Go. 2! I got it right. Very nice. I got that one correct. And a bunch of disturbing faces are blowing party horns. It's incredibly disturbing.
Which appliance will get turned on?
Whoa, this is wild. Which appliance will be turned on? So basically, what we need to do here... I'm going to leave the logo off, by the way, for this part so that way it doesn't block it. So let's see. So it's going to go down the ramp. What the frick? It's going to hit what? It's going to hit... It's going to go down the ramp and hit a domino? Yeah, it's going to hit the domino. The domino is going to hit that little plant. The plant's going to hit another domino. The ball's going to roll. What the hell? No. The plant's going to roll. What domino is the plant going to hit? The dominoes, it's going to hit the left domino. So then the ball's going to roll left into that tube. It's going to hit the other dominoes. The dominoes are going to hit the bottle. The bottle is going to roll and turn on the blender. I think it's the blender. Right? I mean, the other two don't look like they're complicated enough to... How would you even turn the other two on? It's got to be the blender. It's definitely the blender. How could it be anything else? There's nothing else that would hit to turn anything on. The blender is at least hooked up, so it gets pulled and turns on. Do you see that?
2, 1.
Yeah. Left. Yep, there it goes. It's the bottle. No, it's a trick! It's a trick!
Which
Yo, it was
crater
a
will the ball
complete
go in?
trick!
Is it crater 1, crater 2, or crater 3?
Yo, that last one was amazing. It was a complete trick. I love that. That totally fooled my ass. Anyway, let's continue. So, the ball's going to hit the ramp, but it's going to be angled. It's going to be angled to hit the domino, right? The domino's going to hit the cup. The cup's going to go there. The cup's going to go there. Okay. The cups are all going to hit the domino. That domino's going to hit. This is wild. This is super complex. The ball 1's going to hit the dominoes, hit ball 2, which is going to hit the cups. The cups are then going to hit the dominoes into ball 3. Ball 3 is going to roll and hit the lock. The lock is going to have that crystal ball go down the ramp. That crystal ball is going to go to the ramp and curve. I'm going to go with the most unlikely one. I think the crystal ball is going to end up in crater 1. It could be crater 2, but they've already fooled us. So I'm going to guess crater 1. That's my guess. Okay? Darziak says, I suspect 2 craters aren't even craters. Wow. Crater 2 got the senpai? I think crater 1, so people are saying crater 2. Let's see. This is a wild video, man. We've never done anything like this before. Okay. I think crater 1. Let's see. It was just 2, 3. Strike Needles is 3. All right, let's find out. It's that. There's the cup. There's your cup. There's your cup. Domino, ball 3. It's going to go to glass crystal ball. It curves. And you guys are right, crater 2.
Thanks for playing.
That's it.
And I want to give a huge shout out to my Patreon supporters, especially the ones who helped me test.
That was good, man. Right? That was. Oh wait, he's still going. Look.
These puzzles.
Look what he's doing.
I'm going to read out
another
some
one.
names. Sorry for the terrible pronunciation. Adichie Sriram, Peter Bound, Frank.
No, it's patron supporters. That was a good video, man. That was very unique. That was very entertaining. More interactive stuff like that needed. More unique stuff. Remember the 3D or the 360 videos we've done on here? Those were really neat, and this was really neat. This is the stuff that stands out. Much like when you play a unique video game and it has a unique part. This is some of the most unique videos we watched this year, so I give a big thumbs up to this one. That probably takes ages to set up, too. Can you imagine the angles and the measurements and the tests they got to do to get that shit to work? That's wild. Okay. Let us continue, my friends, with Ultra Member submissions. Here we go.
In the 1980s, Christmas still came to television once a year, and everyone tuned in.
He's right.
If you missed it, then it could be a whole year before you had the opportunity to catch it again, and sometimes that never happened.
Sometimes they'd only air a Christmas special once, and if it didn't do well, you would never see it ever again. That's absolutely true.
The Christmas season never seemed to kick off before the networks rolled out their Christmas specials, which pretty well dominated the December airwaves. Some of these specials were really good, and some of them were really bad. So don your parachute pants and crack open a new Coke. In this video, we will have a look back at some of the 1980s forgotten Christmas
Oh my god,
specials.
it's a Rancor. He's unboxing a Rancor from Star Wars.
Pee-wee's Playhouse Christmas
I remember
special
this.
aired in 1988, and it had...
He marries a salad. I remember this Christmas special. He marries a salad. I'm serious. That's the episode.
quite the guest list on it. Pee-wee taught Little Richard how to ice skate, went on a sleigh ride with Magic Johnson, and made Christmas cards with Frankie Avalon. A few of the other guests were Oprah, Whoopi, Zsa Zsa, and Cher. Pee-wee gave Santa his wish list, which was 1.5 miles long. George Burns finally got around to hosting his first Christmas special on November 16th.
So if you don't know what I'm talking about, there was a running joke in the Pee-wee Christmas special where he starts eating his salad at the beginning, and he's like, it's such a good salad. Everyone says, well, if you like the salad so much, why don't you marry it? And that's a running joke over the episode. At the end of the episode, he marries a salad. I'm not shitting you. Okay, let's continue.
1981. Yes, that date is correct, and it was appropriately named George Burns' early Christmas special. He wasn't afraid to get things started a little bit early, and this one had Bob Hope as Santa Claus. A Garfield Christmas
I remember the
special
Garfield
aired on
Christmas.
television in 1987.
The reason I remember the Garfield Christmas is because there's a sad story where the grandmother talks about when the grandfather of the family died and how it changed her whole life. And kids don't get it, but if you're an adult and you watch this special, it makes you feel really like it tugs your heartstrings about those the ones that you've lost, you know.
This beloved cat sang his Christmas carol praising presents and precious gems. Garfield also visits the Arbuckle Farm, which teaches him the true meaning of the holiday.
There she is. That's the grandmother.
This little trip was inspired by the creator Jim Davis on his own Christmas past in Indiana. Garfield's special became a favorite of many people, and it stayed on CBS alongside A Charlie Brown Christmas until the turn of the millennium.
Yep.
Pac-Man became one of the hottest items of the 1980s, so of course he had to have his own special.
What?
It aired in 1983, and it was called Christmas Comes to Pac-Land. It might not be the Christmas classic they were hoping for, but at least it was animated by the pros at Hanna-Barbera.
Wow. I've never seen that before.
Over time, it seems like the comic Ziggy has been forgotten about.
Oh,
but
yeah.
At one time, he was pretty popular. He had his own Christmas special entitled Ziggy's Gift, which aired in 1982 and even won an Emmy.
It won an
Ziggy
Emmy?
was known for his misfortunes, but in this charming special, he helped those who were less fortunate. He and his pooch Fuzz play Santa on the street to raise money for the poor. It is certainly a Christmas classic that is worth watching.
I've never seen it. I used to see the Ziggy comics in like the comic strips in the newspaper though, but I've certainly never seen that Christmas special.
Do you remember the glowworm dolls? They were a hot item, and in 1985,
I've seen these in stores, but I didn't know anything about them. I
special
never had
called
one or
Glow
nothing.
Friends Save Christmas.
Oh my God! It had
In
a
this little tale,
glowworms
a witch named
Christmas.
Blanche locks Santa in
Why?
a cage of ice, and of course, it's up to the Glow Friends to rescue him.
Oh my God!
There have been a lot of different versions of A Christmas Carol and Scrooge, but perhaps none are as great as George C. Scott's version. If he could
Did I ever
play
see this
General
one?
Patton and nail it, then why not? This classic came out in 1984, and it stays remarkably true to the Charles Dickens
No, I don't think I ever
story.
saw it. I don't think I ever saw this one.
Another forgotten comic strip that we used to see in the newspaper was BC.
Yeah, BC used to be in the newspaper all the time, but now you don't see these comic strips anymore. But yeah, it used to be very popular back in the day.
He was our favorite caveman. In 1981, the holiday special BC, A Special Christmas aired. This was before Ziggy and Garfield had their own. The character was huge at the time, and even Arby's sold collectible BC glasses that year. A Snow White Christmas aired in 1980, and this one was a bit different.
Yeah, what the hell?
It was a sequel to the classic fairy tale, but it had no relation to the 1937 Disney film,
Weird.
although the evil queen looked rather similar. In this newer tale, Snow White is the queen and a mother to a daughter who is also named Snow White.
So it's a freaking sequel.
The young Snow White has white hair, which is what makes it a little weird. Were kids confused on this before?
Huh.
A Chipmunk Christmas was another popular
Oh, I've
Christmas
seen this
special
for
from
sure.
the 80s
I saw
that
all the
aired on
Chipmunk
NBC
stuff back in the day, yeah.
1981. But this wasn't the first time that these lovable chipmunks teamed up for Christmas. Alvin, Simon, and Theodore first celebrated Christmas in 1958 with their high-pitched novelty song, the Chipmunk Song,
Yep.
Christmas Don't Be Late.
Peach,
It
peach, my
reached number
don't
one on
be
the Billboard Pop
late.
charts and garnered 3 Grammys. This special was crafted by the brilliant Looney Tunes cartoonist Chuck Jones 23 years later after the hit song and 10 years after the death of the Chipmunks creator Ross Bagdasarian.
Wow.
If you were around
Yes!
in the 80s, then I'm sure you'll remember how big the California raisins
Yes.
were. They went from a dry
The
fruit
claymation
mascot
Christmas.
to a collectible toy to a pop culture sensation.
Here it
This
is.
special premiered in 1987, the same night as Garfield's Christmas special.
So I saw this live the first year it was ever on TV, and my parents and I recorded it, and we're so happy we did because it like never aired again. So I watched it every year because we had recorded it. And now you can get this on DVD. You can get this on demand if you want. It's available now, but for like the longest time, for like 20 years, it was lost media. No one could find the Will Vinton Claymation Christmas. It was gone.
The Raisins performed Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, but the segment that really struck a chord was the clever Carol of the Bells.
Yeah, it's funny.
It was played by the Bells themselves, who were whacking their noggins with mallets.
It's funny as shit, this special. It's really good.
Babes in Toyland was a
Oh my
made-for-TV
God, look who
movie
it
that
is.
had an interesting lineup.
Look who it is.
Drew Barrymore starred in this special alongside Keanu Reeves in one of his earliest lead
What
roles.
is going on?
It also had a scary Cyclops bird monster that stayed in kids' memories and nightmares. This special may largely be forgotten now, but if you ever saw it, then you
What is
probably
happening
remember
here?
The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus aired in 1985, and this stop-motion special was based on a book by Frank Baum, the Wizard of Oz author.
Huh.
It breaks away from the familiar tales of Saint Nick, which may be why it is less aired today.
I think
This
I saw
special
this.
never became the perennial classic like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer and Frosty the Snowman.
Yeah, I saw this. Basically what it is it gives Santa this way complicated backstory that, like, he was raised in a forest by the elves, and then there was a head elf was a toy maker, and that's why he's a toy maker. It's a really weird, convoluted story about Santa's origins. And when you watch, it's still entertaining, but it's just so different from what you know of Santa Claus that it ends up feeling weird and out of place.
Another strange Christmas special from the 80s was Leprechaun's Christmas Gold, which aired in 1981.
I didn't ever see this
It
one.
sort of merged St. Nick and St. Patrick, because why not have the best of both holidays? Art Carney of the Honeymooners narrated the tale and voiced a principal character. In 1981,
Dean
Dean
Martin.
Martin had a special entitled Dean Martin's Christmas at SeaWorld. This was his fourth Christmas special, and his first was in 1975. In this one, Shamu and Buck Owens joined the Rat Pack at the
Shamu.
San Diego Aquatic Park. Donnie and Marie Osmond may have been 70s icons, but that certainly did not stop them from carrying on into the 80s.
Duh.
In 1980, the Osmond Family Christmas Special aired, and the siblings continued their cheery flavor of variety entertainment. In 1986, the sibling pair was cut in half with just Marie Osmond's Merry Christmas. However, she did have some additional help from guest stars Kirk and Candace Cameron.
Tuh.
The beloved Muppets were back on
Muppets.
TV in 1987 for a Muppets Family
I think
Christmas.
I remember this.
It truly is a great one for the whole family, and it is one of the last things that Jim Henson was involved in.
Yeah, I think if I remember, it's a crossover between the Muppets and Fraggle Rock, because Fraggle Rock was also very popular at that time. So I think the Fraggle Rock characters guest star in like a few scenes, which was crazy because you never saw crossovers like that back then.
This
Also,
one has
Sesame
everything
Street,
that you
too.
love about the Muppets and wraps it
Yep,
into
Sesame
a
Street
special
and the
Christmas
Muppets and
gift.
Fraggle Rock are all in it.
It was also the first and only time that we ever saw the entire Muppet universe.
Yes.
The Muppets, Sesame Street, the Muppet Babies, and Fraggle Rock were all together in this one show.
Yep. It's pretty awesome.
If you are looking for a different take on a Christmas Carol, then try Mickey's Christmas Carol. It's
I saw
only
this one too,
26
yeah.
minutes in
Scrooge
length, and
plays
it ran in
Scrooge.
theaters with the re-release
Scrooge
of the
McDuck plays Scrooge. What a stretch.
The Rescuers. This was the first Mickey Mouse production in more than 30 years. It does not appear on television as often as it should, but it is a perfect
It's good.
reminder of
It's
what
really
Disney
good.
does
Mickey
best.
is Mickey plays the
whole
Bob
family-
Cratchit role. Yeah.
Is back at it again in this
God.
Christmas classic. Well, minus Cindy. A Very Brady Christmas aired on TV in 1988, and it was the second highest rated
Wow.
television movie of that year. This time, the kids are all grown, and it follows Mike and Carol Brady's attempts to get all of the children back home for the holidays.
Tuh.
However, it does have its share of drama. Sam the Butcher is leaving Alice for another woman.
What?
Jan is divorcing her husband, and Mike gets trapped in a building collapse.
What?
He-Man and She-Ra.
Oh
a
my
Christmas
God, I
special
totally remember
aired in
this.
1985.
I saw this a zillion times
It's
when I was
sort
a
of
kid.
a weird twist on Christmas,
Yep.
probably told by people who knew nothing about Christmas. The plot mostly follows Orko landing on Earth and then finding two kids trying to cut down a Christmas tree without their parents. Orko then gets in a deep discussion about Christmas and eventually invites the kids onto his spaceship, and they travel back to Eternia. Yeah, talk about stranger
Yes,
danger.
he kidnaps the
If you're
kids.
wondering if you should even watch this, then you should. It is so bad that it makes it interesting. Skeletor is sort of a Grinch who gets
Yes.
his heart warmed by a puppy.
Yes,
And
Skeletor becomes the Grinch, and then he becomes a good guy by the end of the thing, just like the Grinch. It's like, what?
He-Man dresses up as Santa. The Simpsons Christmas special in 1989 may not be the best special in this video, but it certainly was groundbreaking. It is
Oh, it's one of
actually
their
the
earliest
first
ones,
full-length
that's
episode
right.
that
Yeah,
aired
yeah,
on
yeah.
television in December of 1989. The Simpsons series was supposed to begin earlier that fall, but they had some animation issues, so they decided to run the Christmas special before a more traditional episode.
Right.
This Christmas special laid the framework for every other Simpsons episode that has ever been released since. These Christmas specials are a tiny look into the past, and they certainly...
That was cool. That was cool because I've seen quite a lot of those. Yeah, how funny is that? That the Simpsons Christmas episode is the first episode. Because I remember that's why they named the dog Santa's Little Helper. And then the dog becomes a part of the entire series after. Right? All right. That was cool. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching. That was a good one. And I can't wait for the next part. I'm loving the holiday themed stuff. So thanks for watching DSP versus the Internet, episode 43 for December 17th. I hope you're having a good time with me. I'm having a good time. I'll see you in the next part.